So guys, in this video, I'm going to be teaching you how to solve triple simultaneous equations that's in further maths GCSE. So as you can see, guys, this question involves triple equation, simultaneous equations that you've already covered in GCSE, but this question takes it further because you're supposed to form an equation to make another equation and to solve the simultaneous equation. So as you can see, we have three variables. 2a plus minus 5c equals minus 7, 3a plus 2b minus c equals 5, 4a minus b plus 3c equals 27. So this question actually is 5 marks, which means that you can gain a lot of marks if you get this question right in an exam, and it only requires one technique, or maybe two if you want to double check your answer, but it's still like very easy to learn. And yeah, so let's get into the video. So the first step we have to do is we have to select one of the two equations that we want to solve by. In this case, I'm solving the first two equations. I'm not really solving these equations. I'm just forming another equation that we can use to make a simultaneous equation. And how we do that is we cancel one of the variables. And in this case, I'm canceling b, so then we can create a 2 by 2 simultaneous equation instead of a triple simultaneous equation, because we can solve 2 by 2 simultaneous equations like we do in GCSE, and that's just by elimination or substitution. And as you can see right now, once we select the two equations, we can cancel out the c, so then we can calculate the value of a that we can use to substitute back in the equation. And so as you can see, the value of a is 4. And what we can do with that value is that we can sub it back into the equation to solve for c. And how we do that is we just solve it normally. I'm assuming you guys know this because you should be knowing that if you're doing GCSE further maths. But yeah, so what we do with these values is that we can solve it back, we can sub it back into the original formula that we can use, so we can solve for the unknown variable, which is b. And how we do that is we just substitute it normally that like we did, and then we just solve for the value of b, as you can see right now. And the value of b is -2, and then we have all the values. Another method of solving for these simultaneous equations of this type is by using substitution. And how we can do that is by making c the subject of the formula in this case. And what we can use is that we can use the value of c to sub into another equation so we can solve for a. And I'm using the bottom equation, as you can see, 2a minus 5c equals -7. And we can sub in the value of c and solve for whatever a is, because we know that c equals 3a plus 2b minus 5. And when we do that, we'll get a simultaneous equation, a standard simultaneous equation that you guys did in GCSE, and then we can use that. We can use that with another simultaneous equation that we need to solve for again, and then we can solve for like how we did for step 1. And now once we've done that, we could solve for both of the simultaneous equations. And it's pretty simple because we just have to add both sides by 13a, which will instantly eliminate 13a from the equation. And then we can solve for b, which equals -2. And then we can substitute that back into the other simultaneous equations. It doesn't matter which one, but we can substitute one of the simultaneous equations to solve for the value of a, which should be 4. And then we can sub that back into both of the values, b and a, into the original equation, and then we can use that to solve for the value of c. You just need to be careful because you're multiplying a negative by a negative, which makes it positive. And yeah, so other than that, it's pretty straightforward.